Okay, supposedly it's working. Let's see the chat. I can't see the chat. And there's also no options on this window.
That's a good sign. I like it.
That's a great sign. Let's see.
Well, I can hear us on the stream.
Okay, that's good.
So it must just be on the OBS end.
Yeah, I'll try and fix it here before we fully roll into it. So what you been up to today besides sleeping?
No, today's been a pretty low-key day. Just basically did some chores. Like I said, took a little cat nap. But beyond that, just kind of caught up on chores for the week. And relaxed. I still enjoyed a nice little lazy Sunday.
I still have not caught up. There's so much. Well, the main issue is that new computer.
You have it all set up?
No, I don't, because Tuesday night I didn't do anything because we played Civ 5, which Matt sent me a snap.
He also sent me a snap.
And I replied, Matt, it's a slippery slope. There was one night I stayed up till I think it was like 2 or 3 a.m. on a work night playing
single player Civilization.
No, it was single player Stellaris.
So
still 4x.
Same difference.
But
same difference.
I said, be careful. One more turn is very, very insidious.
Just one more turn.
Exactly. And you say that, and then you do 20 turns, and it's been an hour and a half. But it's a good way to learn the game. Good way to learn the game. And plus, if you're having fun, who cares? You know?
What about sleep?
Yeah, who cares?
I guess you the next morning, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you hate yourself the next day. But in the moment, it's very fun.
I have been enjoying a little bit of Civilization, I will admit. Just enjoying the glory of trying to conquer city-states and then getting my butt handed to me.
Yeah. Well, you're still learning the game, to be fair.
When will I become the master?
It just takes time. It just takes time. I've been playing for... Oh God, how long have I been playing? Since Gods and Kings came out, I think. When was that?
Oh, what? Probably like 2007.
No. It wasn't 2007 because I didn't play any PC games until Skyrim came out, which I think was like 2011, right?
Skyrim came out in 1997. So.
1997. Oh,
you're old.
Oh no. Because I was a Nintendo kid.
I had a PlayStation as a kid.
Yeah. My friend had a PSP.
No, we don't like those.
Or maybe it was a Vita.
Yeah.
I don't remember. PlayStation Portable. Because the Vita was just like the newer PSP, right?
Yeah, basically.
Which is why I always get confused. I'm pretty sure it was a PSP. Let me look. Is there any visual difference between them?
Probably. I didn't know neither of them. I had a 3DS. And a DS. And a Game Boy Color. A Game Boy Color.
I had a DS Lite.
Sam, the DS Lite came out in 1972.
1970. Back in my day, we didn't have video games. We played with hoop and stick, and we liked it.
Back in my day, we had a PlayStation 4, and that was enough.
Man, I do feel fucking old when you see those Reddit posts, and it's like, this is what Minecraft used to look like to me, and it's like, what is that? Is that Minecraft on console? That came out, like, fairly recently, didn't it?
No, that one's also out. That one I was playing back in, like, middle school.
Yeah, but still, I'm like, because I remember playing it when it was only in the web browser, like when it first came out.
Sam, Minecraft came out in 1796.
Minecraft was invented by Harvey J. Minecraft, one of the founding fathers.
It was discovered in the New World.
Yeah, there was a disc there with that on it. Actually, Native Americans programmed it, but Harvey J.
Yogscast.
That's a meme that I was trying to slip in there, and my brain auto completed while I'm looking at PS Vita versus PSP pictures. They look. I can't tell the difference. They look the same.
Well, maybe that's why I didn't succeed.
Yeah. Or maybe it was a Vita. I don't know. It was it didn't slide. It was just a screen. It was cool though. I like that you could put a little disc in the back of it.
I'll give him a point there.
Yeah, it's fun. No, looks like the PSP could slide. It was a Vita. Anyway, I didn't have one of those. I had a Game Boy and then a DS Lite. And then I never got the more recent Nintendo handhelds.
You got a Switch? That's a handheld.
Yeah, it's a console.
It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid, but it's a console.
You can take it on the go.
You can take it on the go, but it's not a handheld. There's the difference.
You can take it on to house parties on roofs.
Yeah. Yeah, play 3-2-1 Switch.
With all your adult friends.
Yeah, that's fun the one time and then never again.
Like, they had to put something on the shelves.
They could have put anything on the shelves other than that.
Not everything is Wii Sports.
Remember when they tried to make ARMS a thing?
People liked that game.
Did they?
Maybe.
I think it sold a lot, but that was just because it was one of the first games on the console. So people were like, well, I got this thing, so I might as well get this.
I've gotta get games for it.
I spent $300 on this console. I don't want to play 3-2-1 Switch again.
Now that's the thing that'll make you. The Switch is about 7 years old now.
I know that one screws with me.
If you definitely want to feel old.
The one that screws with me a lot more is there's that anything on the Wii, right? People are like, oh, Super Mario Galaxy, that's a classic. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's a fairly recent game.
Sam, that one came out in like 1967.
1960, yeah.
That was an old one.
That's what brought the Berlin Wall down. Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, that got our boys on the moon. It was a space sim.
Yeah. Oh, so that's how gravity works. Okay, yeah.
Well, let's just do that.
We can make a rocket ship now. I understand how gravity works. Was I supposed to be looking something up other than the Vita? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I think we can probably get about into it.
Oh, I suppose we could. Or we could just keep talking.
What about the King Gizzard and his lizard wizards?
What about the Mets, huh?
I love the Mets. Let's go Mets.
That's an old meme.
And I believe they found that in about... That's from the Paleolithic era.
Yeah.
That was on a cave wall.
I also remember you and Matt just doing that, like, what, last year?
That's so funny.
All right, we can move on. So, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Audio Shop podcast. After last week, we needed a bit of a palate cleanser, so we listened to Paper Mache Dream Balloon by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
An absolute classic of an album, if I dare say so myself.
Is it class? It's not that old.
Well, this one actually came out in 2015, so I guess it defines it.
This is not that old.
It's getting up to 10 years now.
That's 2 years off, Cooper. Don't push it.
It's coming up. No, but we've reviewed a number of King Gizzard albums.
They're good. It's a good band. We both like them. It's a safe
good
pick.
Band. It's a safe pick, and they do a wide variety of sounds. I'll say.
They also release a shit ton of albums.
They also make a lot of albums, which makes it really easy. I mean, Omnium Gatherum, Made in Timeland, that's definitely its own unique thing. Sketches of Brunswick East, Flying Microtonal Banana, Butterfly 3000. We've done some reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But we have yet to review Paper Mache Dream Balloon. I mean, I'll give a little bit of background. Of course, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is an Australian-based rock band formed back in 2010. They cover a whole bunch of different genre types within rock, psychedelic, garage, acid, progressive, and they've recently kind of been dipping their toes in like thrash and doom metal. Very prolific. They release like they have a bunch of different albums. They're probably up to like 20 now. Considering they formed like 13 years ago. It's a pretty good clip.
Hey, for how much they pump out, they got a lot of hits.
Yeah, quality and quantity.
Yeah.
But Paper Mache Dream Balloon is their 7th studio album, released back in, like I said, 2015. It's kind of unique in their discography, and the fact that it was recorded with almost entirely acoustic instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Which, given that they're especially like in the thrashing, obviously a lot more electric guitars and heavier sounds. This one's a lot lighter touch than the usual fare.
Very similar sound to Sketches at Brunswick.
Yeah. I think Sketches came, a year or two after this album. So I think that kind of helped them want to inspire them to give that sound another shot.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, with Mild High Club on that one.
Yes.
Well, no, that's I think that's about as much background as you need after King Gizzard.
Other than Eric Moore did nothing on this album.
Yes, I saw that on the. I had a copy of that from the Wikipedia where they're listing where I guess they have like 6 or 7 main core members, and one of them just had nothing to do since I guess he didn't play anything acoustic, which I think is pretty funny.
That is kind of funny. Oh, it was a sitar. Okay, I called that out several times. It's like I'm pretty sure it's a sitar I hear in there, but. All right. You want to get into it?
Oh, we'll start with track number 1, Sense. And that's sense as in like a feeling sense, not sense as in like a dollars and money.
Yeah. I know. Okay, whatever.
Huh?
No, I'll let you think that. I really like the main theme of this one. And the first time I listened to it, I swear I had heard it before. Or at least I knew it. I'm guessing I had heard it from you, but I'm not positive on that.
A non-zero chance there. I forget, you hadn't listened to this album much, right?
Before this or before another time?
Or I guess before this review.
No, I've listened to this album quite a lot.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. I mean, not as much as Sketches, but it is a more recent one for me. Probably within the last year, but I've listened to it a lot within that past year, so fairly recent.
Okay, so yeah, but yeah, it definitely comes out the gate with a strong vibe. I think this album kind of wears its heart on its sleeve, and that's present right at the beginning track here.
You get some nice light drum set, a little bit of acoustic guitar. A little bit of what I think is clarinet, if I'm...
They had a flute.
They had clarinet, yep. I was right.
Yeah, clarinet, and flute, bass guitar.
No flute in this one.
No flute in this one, but this one's clarinet.
Yes.
There's definitely flute later in the album.
Oh, yeah. Oh yes, there is.
Yeah. They're not skittish about using that.
No. But it's like you said, it's just such a nice... It's a nice relaxing vibe straight out the gate, too. And one thing that I always think about whenever I listen to at least these albums, Sketches and Paper Mache, is you really think the falsetto would get on your nerves eventually, but it really doesn't, because it just fits.
It fits quite well with the overall vibes of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not annoying falsetto. I prefer the singing style for King Gizzard over there, kind of, grungier, throaty styles that they sometimes do.
I mean, it probably helps that it's pretty heavily filtered and it's mixed pretty far back. It's not really first on the list.
Which I always kind of respected for them as well. As, they're letting the vocals be kind of an instrument as well.
Which is what it should be. Well, not all the time. But
not all the time, but I think it works very well in this kind of style of music.
Yes. More of a feeling than a words.
More of a sense.
Oh, ooh, good one. Jumping to track number 2, if you're ready, Coop.
Track number 2, Bone.
You're gonna take me to dinner first, at least.
I don't know with this song.
No, I think it's this. At least a couple of these songs followed the classic, very happy, bright, but actually the lyrics are pretty dark.
Yeah, which, it's more kind of, this isn't like supposed to be like a gotcha. I think it's more just kind of tongue in cheek, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this will talk about fun stuff, but being like a very happy-go-lucky, just this full-body delightful sound.
Yeah, one of the later ones is the best example of that, but we'll get to that. This one has some nice, beautiful flute to flesh it out. They bring the flute in. One thing I'll mention it here, in the first track, they started only in the left ear, and then everything comes in, and this one they started only in the right. Just for a couple seconds, and then they instantly balance it perfectly. But they kind of keep switching back and forth between ears for the whole album. Each song starts only in one ear, and then revs up into the full song.
Yeah, whoever does the sound mixing for King Gizzard, you are seen.
Yes.
I respect your ability to, I'm sure they have the same team on each album, but their ability for very different sounds, right?
Yes.
Like you have to have a different talent for pure acoustic mixing versus, what they do on like their thrash metal albums. And they managed to walk that line on each album.
Mm-hmm. I think I didn't note it down, but there was a later song where I noticed the drum set was all in the left ear, but it was balanced. I don't know how they managed it, but they did. They're just that skilled.
I know they must have a good team of engineers in the back.
Yeah. And I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was a little bit of cello in this one. Maybe not. I'm not seeing it on the list. Maybe it
definitely
was
some sort of like bassy. Maybe it's the double bass.
Yeah, maybe it was just the bass. I thought it sounded a bit high, but maybe they were just playing the
maybe
bass.
Maybe it's just high on the double bass. Yeah.
This one's a little bit repetitive, but that's only because we're analyzing it, and it's pretty short. A lot of the songs on this is like a 33-minute album.
Yeah, and I mean it's like how many songs? 12. So yeah, a lot of these songs they're kind of just in and out, which I can respect. Like they're 2.5 minutes. Which I mean, obviously, King Gizzard has done longer songs than that. So it's a very
Oh, you don't say.
I mean, yeah, I listen to Made in Timeland. So it's definitely more of a case of I think they're very aware that having such a defined sound could get tiresome. Not pointing any fingers into any recently listened to albums here. But so I can respect them being like, hey, let's keep it in and out with some of these songs and not overstay the welcome.
Yeah. Or they just didn't want to stretch, they didn't want to go too far. We've got this small idea. Let's keep it small.
Restraint is a quality of itself.
Yeah. Jump into track 3 if you're ready, Coop.
Yep. Track number 3, Dirt. Kind of has a harmonica and flute focus on this one.
Yes. There's I wouldn't say so much harmonica focus. It's got some harmonica sprinkled over the top. Definitely would agree with the flute focus, though.
Yeah, on the chorus, I should say, especially. Yeah, the harmonica comes in when necessary.
Yeah. You got that flute duetting the vocal line. You got a little bit of harmonics sprinkled over. And this is one of those ones that I was like, man, I kind of wish they made this one a bit longer.
Yeah, a lot of these songs are, I mean, I guess that's, they're all less than 3 minutes for the most part.
Yeah.
Which that can also be the downside. But I kind of like they're on the shorter side. Even this one.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's better to leave you wanting more than to say like, okay, come on, just end the song.
But yeah, the tasteful use of harmonica and flute on this one, I think, is very understated and nice.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, the whole vibe of this album is very pure.
Yes.
Very, very just like music is fun and it makes me happy.
It's just a real nice time. Well, speaking of building to something, we can jump to track 4, the titular track.
Oh, yeah. Track number 4, Paper Mache Dream Balloon.
And
Which that little opening that just gets me smiling every time. That little stuck in a daydream line.
yeah. But what I really liked about this one is all of the instruments that slowly got added in on the first 3 tracks are here. You know, you've got the harmonica, you've got the bass, you've got the flute. It's just, you know, it feels like it's been building. Not much, not like extreme.
Yeah. This isn't like a bombast.
No,
but
it feels like, yeah.
But it's subtle. And that little like pull on the violin strings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little tongue in cheek, a little playful.
It just feels like a nice conclusion.
Yeah, and what I like about this song especially is the fact that it kind of obviously introduces the main chorus, but then it speeds it up a little bit, adds a little more percussion behind. You know, doesn't get too energetic or over delivers, but basically kind of puts some more energy into it. Nice little track progression there.
Yeah, the drum set is quite a bit harder than the previous tracks, and it's much faster as well. But like you said, not overly energetic. It just kind of, it's like, okay, all right. I was getting a little bit sleepy because the first 3 songs are, you know, very calming, and this one's like, okay, it's a vibe, but it's an awake vibe, not sleeping.
Yeah, no, this album's relaxing but not sleepy.
Yeah.
Especially like a song like this, are very clear they're, you know, adding in some energy and just some frolicking, some engaging in youthful splendor type vibes.
If you say so.
That's the thing my brother would always say. He'd be like, "Hello, fellows, would you like to engage in some youthful splendor?" But yeah, that's very much the vibe of this album.
Yeah. Speaking of youthful splendor, we can jump to track number 5.
Yeah, track number 5, Trap Door. Which, if you know, track 4 was kind of like the payoff of the first 2 songs. This one's kind of the, you know, making it not, you know, a little darker instrumentation. Not by much, but you know.
Yes, this one is much harder drum set. Or it's sticking with the harder drum set, but it kind of key shifts and it sounds like you're in a Scooby-Doo episode, you know?
Yeah, it's that kind of like faux scary.
Yeah, not that sinister, but you're not, you know, standing in a bright meadow.
Like, is this zoinks? No. But yeah, this one's pretty great. Like I said, a little darker, and the guy, whoever's playing the flute's going crazy on it at times on this song.
Yes.
Like that man is like, that jazz flute is just like popping off in the background.
I love how much the flutes go off on this. And there's also the spooky strings mixed way back in the mix with an echo. And you got the bongos and the drum set banging away. It's just a good time. And plus, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like the chorus kind of has that hypnotic kind of falsetto paired with like the throatier like lower singing.
Yeah, the really weird trilly falsetto singing is interesting to say the least. It's good.
It's interesting.
Yeah. And also, if you've never seen the music video for this one, it feels like a Monty Python sketch.
I know they usually got some pretty wacky music videos. I haven't seen many of them.
Yeah. They got like faces in the table and they're wearing their shirt like over their head, so just their face showing through the shirt hole.
These are some goofy guys. I like it. You know, I like the little, like, it's not much of a character change for the song, but I mean, you kind of see the same thing like Sketches of Brunswick East, where as you get in the back half of the album, it gets a little darker, not like much, but like noticeably.
Not much. They have a whole descent into hell.
Yeah, journey. Well, shell.
Shell.
There's
sorry.
an S.
S in parentheses, but yeah. And the one thing we didn't mention right at the start of the song is it kind of spins up into the song, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, there's some interesting production choices on some of these songs.
Mm-hmm.
Keep you guessing.
Getting a little bit darker, jump into track number 6 if you're ready, Coop.
Yeah, track number 6, Cold Cadaver.
Well, I guess not.
Yeah, not darker in instrumentation, but
yeah. It's a
Yeah, lyrically, this one's a little, I guess darker is probably a good term, but it's
yeah.
still a very light instrumentation.
Yeah, it's lighter. The sound is lighter than Trapdoor, but the lyrics are quite a bit darker. And it's got a
Right.
really earworm of a melody on this one.
Oh yeah, I mean, super happy-go-lucky, and energetic, even if it's a little macabre.
Mhm.
Which I quite like. I quite like that juxtaposition. I'm a sucker for it.
But we get a little bit the first taste of the sitar in this one.
Oh yes, good use of sitar.
Yeah, I said, is that sitar? I'm not positive. It's the hippie instrument, whatever it is.
What George Harrison play? Um, yeah, no, and it's a nice. I mean, sitar is typically, especially in like more psychedelic rock, which this album airs a little bit on.
Mhm.
Very very 60s vibes at times on this album.
It
Um,
fits too.
I mean, the sitar is basically the poster child of that, right?
Yeah. And the song started so nice they decided to just end the song in the middle and do it again, and it actually works.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to do that, but yeah, it works.
Yeah, it sounds good. And this is the epitome of the creepy lyrics with the bright and shiny sound.
Yeah, man, and it's not like they're trying to pull one like. Actually, did you know Cold Cadaver is actually a little spooky? No, it's like
The
that's
cadaver's in the title.
yeah, it's in the title.
We'll jump into track 7 if you're ready, then, Coop.
Yeah, track number 7 is the Bitter Boogie. It's a honest to goodness a boogie song, which the band itself explores a little bit more on their album Fishing for Fishies. That's just a straight up boogie album.
Which I'm going to have to go listen to now because, dang.
Yeah, it's actually pretty similar to this song in a lot of ways, but for like a full album. Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely a change of pace for the this album, but I think it still works.
Yeah, the harmonica, the steel guitar. Oh man, it's really good. And you don't even notice that the piano has a super short loop in the background.
That one's just kind of providing the bedrock of the song.
Exactly, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the acoustic stylings work really well with the style of music. I mean, obviously the harmonica does some heavy lifting here as well.
Yes.
Which they're not afraid to utilize to its fullest.
Now, I will say the falsetto vocals don't fit the vibe really that they're going for, at least up until 2:45. And then at 2:45, ooh, beautiful. That, the non-falsetto vocals come in.
Oh,
So
yeah, where
good.
they're a little filtered there. Yeah, the song kind of does a little restart there as well. But yeah, I know the vocals that you're talking about there.
I'm trying. What genre is it? Because I want to say blues, but it's not quite blues.
Honestly, boogie I think is a pretty accurate descriptor. All right, it's definitely kind of like a little bluesy, but a little more dancey.
No, I don't think, because according to Wikipedia at least, boogie, sometimes called post-disco and electro-funk, is a rhythm and blues genre of electronic dance music, which I don't think fits this whatsoever.
Like disco boogie. I think that's different than this kind of like country boogie. Maybe there's subgenres here.
Yeah, probably.
Because in my brain, there's different types of boogie. Yeah, if you're talking about like disco, then yeah, that's a boogie wonderland kind of thing, right? It's very different than that is a good song, but it's also a very different type of boogie.
Yeah, I would call this folk blues.
Yeah, much more folksy, which obviously comes from in part being all acoustic.
But yeah, great song, and it's also the longest song on the album, I believe. At like 4:25.
Yeah, which I mean, but it's still that's only like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. But if of any songs that deserve it, this one.
It also has like a what is that? Like a sax breakdown or something? I'm not sure if it's sax. Maybe that's the some sort of woodwind. Um,
Yeah, no sax. No sax. Might be the clarinet again.
maybe it's just a low clarinet. But no, I like
Or the
this.
strings. It could be the strings. Could be.
Huh?
They were pretty good at making the bass sound like a wind instrument.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it right there.
Yeah.
Just the way they filtered it.
Yeah, because they filter everything pretty dang heavily.
Yeah, but I think it works.
Oh yeah, not complaining at all, but just that makes it a bit harder sometimes to pick out the instruments way in the background.
Yeah, especially when you're not sure how they're actually going about it.
Yeah. Jump into track number 8 if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 8, NGRI, parentheses, Bloodstain. Now, I'm not sure what NGRI stands for.
I don't know, but they say it a lot in the song.
They also say Bloodstain a lot.
But this kind of is just a continuation of the same style, not the same song, but very similar style to track 7.
I guess it could be standing for not guilty by reason of insanity, which I guess is a legal defense.
I can see them picking that.
Yeah, I can see that working here.
But the harmonica decides it wants to be the star of this song, but the real star is the one piano key in the background.
I was about to say that piano, that it plings throughout this song.
The one
Whatever
key...
note.
Sorry, go ahead.
They're hitting that like what, like that G note right there.
Yeah.
That man's finger must have gotten tired by the end of this song.
The one key works when it's not part of a piano solo, Jeff Lynne. It works in the background, but not during a piano solo.
I mean, the harmonica really pulls the weight here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the piano's almost like more percussion on this song more than anything. I mean, it's a note, so.
Yeah, and
exactly.
it does move around quite a bit. It's just, instead of holding notes, it's constantly hitting it. And we really get some of that nice sitar in this one, too. It plays duet with the harmonica. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice combination there.
Yes. Yeah, just more of that really, really folksy sound.
Then it goes on to the next track, if you're ready, Sam.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Track number 9, Time = Fate. Which is a very 60s-esque, like, frolicky type song. But they big focus on vocals on this one.
Yeah, it's also not falsetto. It's kind of similar to the vocal stylings from track 7 with the lower actual normal human range singing, but with a filter.
Yeah, I don't care for the vocals so much on this song, honestly.
Yeah,
there's something like there's something slightly sour.
It kind of just feels like they wanted a crossover track from the bluesy stuff back to the falsetto.
I guess this serves, right?
Yeah, it works as that.
But there's nothing that's particularly stand out for me on this song, at least.
Myself either. Well, jumping to track number 10 then, Cooper.
Track number 10, Time = $$$$$$. Which I think is a much more melodically pleasing song.
Yes. Also, the drums are, I would say, the dominant sound in this song. They're mixed even higher than the vocals.
Yeah, the drums come out a lot more in the back half of the album here. But the descending line with the vocal melodies on this one, ooh, some tasty melodies on this song.
Mm-hmm. And I would say it's not my favorite, but it they know what they've got. It is the shortest song on the album. They didn't want to overstay the welcome.
And I quite like it.
Yeah. It is a good one of the 2 Time series.
Yeah, we have Made in Timeland at home right here.
Yeah. Jumping to track 11 if you're ready.
Yeah, track 11, Most of What I Like, which it kind of keeps that sweetness coming up.
It also brings in a whole new singing style again, which is good. You want to have that variety in there.
Yeah, this one's kind of a I don't know. It does feel like a bit of an ending song. Where it's got like a nice relaxing main melody, but drums are in your face a little bit on the song, I'll admit. Um, but I really like the vocal delivery on this one.
Yeah, it's different, but not too different. It still fits with everything else, but shakes it up a little bit. And for this one, around the 2:45 mark, the piano just goes off, which is what I wish it had done for the most of the track, but we kind of just get it for the ending and the fade.
Yeah, that fade. I kind of wish they hadn't faded off. I wanted those instruments to stick around. They were going crazy really back there.
Because to me, this feels like the last song on the album.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is.
Yeah. Because track 12, if you're ready to go to it.
Well, track 12 is titled Paper Mache.
And it's kind of like a bonus track, it feels like.
It's a relaxing instrumental outro that covers the main musical motifs of the album, led by a flute.
Yes.
Come on, I feel seen here. This is a good way to... And this is the credits music right there.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't feel like it's the end of the album. It feels like it's after the end of the album, you know? Because that fade and payoff of most of what I like feels like the end. And this one's like, okay, here's the encore. So you got the flute going through all the melodies of the different songs with some light percussion backing and a bit of acoustic. And as it goes, more and more instruments come in, make it more complex. It's good.
I like it. I quite like it.
However, the rewind from 155 onward is a little bit weird, I will say.
Yeah, I have to assume. I mean, their next album after this one was Nonagon Affinity, which is a much more aggressive album.
Yeah.
And the whole shtick with that album is the idea that it's Nonagon. It's 9 songs that all loop into each other. So I'm assuming that's like it's a little teaser for that album.
Maybe.
I have to assume.
It just feels weird ending a really calm, chill album with a bass blowout at the very end.
Yeah, it's definitely odd for this album. Without that context. Even with that context, it's a bit odd. But that's assuming what they're going for.
I mean,
I guess this was like their first real like low key album. It's like that meme I sent you with the Barbie and the Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
You'll have to pull that up on the if you can on the Audio Shop page. Just because this is definitely on their sweeter side of things. That I can be your angel or your demon type discography.
Did you send it in the other Discord?
I sent it in our GroupMe chat, I think.
Oh God. If you want to send it to me quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible for me to find.
Oh, Pisha. Oh, but I guess I was probably just like, hey, for the fans of that, like, hey, we got that coming. Yeah, here we go. I'll throw it in the Discord.
Okay, that'll be much easier for me to grab. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. This one. How do I do this?
Definitely kind of swing back and forth between the two stylings of music. Well, not two, but kind of between aggressive and non-aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say there's anything terribly aggressive on this.
On Paper Mache Dream Balloon? No, definitely not. Nonagon Affinity is definitely.
Yeah, there we go.
A lot more.
There's the picture.
I love this image.
Yeah, you didn't know that Barbie and Oppenheimer were advertising for King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, did you?
I do like the meme of them being double feature movies for everyone.
Yeah.
Barbenheimer.
I didn't think I mean, I guess Ice Death, blah, 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 was a little rough, but I wouldn't call it that hard compared to some of the other ones on there.
The lava one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Compared to, Infest the Rat's Nest or Murder of the Universe, Lord, that album.
Yeah. I would say that's kind of in the middle, but the colors fit, and it's a little bit harder, so I guess I could go on that side. Anyway.
You don't like me when I'm angry. My Oppenheimer phase. I'm about to have an Oppenheimer moment.
Oh, God.
Move over, Joker.
How do I delete this? Remove. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, what's your least favorite song, Cooper? Let's do least favorite first.
Ooh,
I think we might line up.
Probably going to be Time Equals Fate here.
Yeah.
Just don't care for that song. It's probably the most filler out of all the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing egregious about it, I suppose.
It's
but nothing super memorable either.
Yeah, just of all of them, it is the worst. You know?
Which, one of them has to be, I suppose.
Yeah, it happens. Now, what about your favorite? Which one's your favorite song?
That's a harder question.
It is a harder question.
Probably if there's a lot of good ones on this album. As you could probably tell from how, even speaking rather highly of it. But out of all of them, I'd probably have to go with the title track, Paper Mache Dream Balloon.
That's a solid choice.
If I had to choose one, just that main melody, it's just so dang catchy. It is the title track, but I think it pretty easily encompasses kind of the main vibe of the album. And dang, I just like that song.
It's a good song.
What about you, Sam?
I gotta go with Trapdoor.
That's also a good song.
I fucking love that song so much. Because it's so light and airy, but it's still the drum set is really driving in it. It fits so many moods. I wish it was longer. I really wish it was longer. Usually when I listen to it, I usually listen to it twice because I'm like, okay, this is a full length song now. But yeah, it's just fun. I really like the melody. So
it's also a great song. I totally agree.
So now we gotta rate the album, Cooper, and I believe I did it last time. So it is your turn to go over the rating system.
Oh well, here at the Audio Shop Podcast, of course, this is a car-themed music podcast. So our rating system reflects that I've recently purchased a vehicle myself, and when I told the dealership I had a car-themed music podcast, they gave me a 90% discount.
Wow.
I was that. They didn't even confirm it. They just took me on my word. It was that easy. So use that the next time you're buying a car.
Yeah, got a good deal on one of those extra logs, in case you get a flat. Because you got one of the Flintstones cars, right?
Huh? Oh no, Sam. This is the future. It's a pedal car, like those ones that you see in the city where you can drink beer.
I don't have any of those fancy cars around here. I use my feet like a real man.
I know it's okay. You can also use your feet and the pedals. It's a hybrid. No, so that means at the tip top, the cream of the crop, you have your showroom. Now that's the best of the best albums that you want to listen to. And all the way at the bottom, you've got your scrapyard. Your ooh yuck, get it away from me. Just the bottom of the barrel garbage that you never want to listen to again. And then we'll give it a like new, fixer upper, user rental, high or low, depending on our mood. So with all that said, Sam, what would you rate this album?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with. Maybe I should have thought about it before this moment. Maybe a really I'm on the fence. I can't pick one or the other. I think I'm gonna go with the Show New. Really, really on the fence. Showroom versus like new. And actually, you know what? I'm changing. I'm gonna say Showroom. I think it's Showroom. It's an odd album, but it's really strong, and it's a short listen too.
Listen.
What about you, Coop? What are you thinking?
For me, there's no debating. It's a Showroom, straight up. It's easily one of my favorite King Gizzard albums. And I don't know how they do it. Honestly, they do so many genres so well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we reviewed an acoustic album last week as well. And I think, obviously, in terms of the enjoyability of the album, this one is so far above Bob Dylan's, at least for me, and I know definitely for you.
Yeah.
Just you can just tell how much fun they're having on this album, right? It's all acoustic, but even if you weren't told that, it's not like it's a limitation. They're just having fun on these songs, making good melodies, trying different sounds within that kind of limitation. And I don't know, this album just makes me happy. Puts a smile on my face. It's not, very objective. That's not really data driven. That's just, this album makes me feel good, and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I when I did sit down to listen to it, and those first 3 tracks really chilled me out.
Yeah, no, this is a fantastic album. I highly recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I think I was I didn't want to praise it too highly. I guess I have a little bit of guilt from railing Bob Dylan last week. But
I have no guilt here. I just really like this album.
Yeah.
I hope King Gizzard makes another one in this vein in the near future.
I do too, because the Paper Mache and Sketches are 2 of my favorites. Well, that's the album. Now we're going to roll on over to the spare tire, which is just whatever else we've been listening to this week. I have nothing. Work has been hell, and I have not listened to music.
Nothing at all?
No. I mean, I've listened to a couple of podcasts, but that was just in driving. I didn't, because usually if I listen to stuff, it's at work, and I haven't spent any time at my desk this week because I've just been up running around. What about you?
I've listened to some stuff. JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown released a little DLC for their Scare on the Hose album, which was quite nice. Listened to some Pharoah Sanders. That's some good saxophone-led jazz. Anohini released a new album that I very much enjoyed, which I gave a listen to this last week. Yeah, and then just kind of odds and ends. It's also been kind of busy with work this week. So nothing too crazy, but I like to sneak some new listens in along with my usual rotation.
Yeah, when I get beat into the ground, I don't listen to anything new. I only listen to
I don't need to think. I need to just have.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I'm looking even at my my liked, which I usually default to. I don't think I even listened to any of this really this week. Oh, you know what? I did listen early in the week to ELO. I went through 3 or 4 of the albums.
You do like to do that.
Yeah. And of course more Brazilian Skies. Although mainly titled the first track in Star Wars Samba.
Oh boy.
They wake you up, They're fun. I need to look for more samba music because it's a fun genre.
Let's see, we haven't really reviewed any samba before.
No,
I don't think.
What did what's his name? That Hawaiian artist, DJ Boog, is that his name?
The one that we listened to?
What did he count as?
Hawaiian music? Definitely not samba.
No. I can't believe you weren't there for when we went to get lunch after you guys had left and they were playing him in the in the diner we went to. I think it was the title track of that album even as well.
Must be popular there.
According to Malia, he is.
Yeah, well, you got first-hand proof.
Yeah. Well, all right. That's the album for this week. If you've liked what you've heard and you want to hear some more, you can scroll down on the Twitch page, click the picture of Jeff Lynne. He's the guy with the aviators and the fake afro. And that'll take you over to our YouTube, where almost all the past episodes are. And if you're listening on YouTube and you would like to hear some more, 8 p.m. Eastern, usually every Sunday on Twitch, you can listen to us live and berate us in the chat. We'll react to it live. And then, Cooper, I think it's time we leave Twitter, I'll be honest.
I mean, we have Audio Shop at Audio Shop Pod on Twitter. It still exists.
Yeah, it's kind of a right-wing cesspool, though. I'll be honest.
Well, we have alternatives. We can always go there.
Yeah. I'm not telling you to leave Twitter. I can understand you wanting to watch its downfall, but for the brand's sake.
For the brand. If there's some sort of alternative out there, maybe we'll switch. But for now, follow us at Audio Shop Pod. That's POD.
Well, there's
whoever's keeping the lights on.
Yeah, well, there's Threads. There's still Mastodon. You can make toots. You want to make some toots?
I don't like the idea. I just don't like the phrase making toots.
But you get it because it's a Mastodon, and Mastodons toot. They don't tweet.
I do get it, but I just think of tooting. I think of farting.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of funny. Because, what's Twitter but people talking out their ass?
Too true. Anyway, we will see you next time.
See you later, shoppies.
See ya.